Hello, 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 hello. Good afternoon. Good morning to our friends. I guess good mid-afternoon to our friends watching from Australia. Hello, Anthea, Valdair. Hello, you're not in Australia, but thanks for coming out. Marilyn, hi from Michigan. I have family in Michigan, actually. Great place. Lynn, thanks for inviting me to go to the Koala Park. Should be fun. My name is Andrew Hawkrattle. Hello, welcome to your Adobe Illustrator Daily Creative Challenges. I've been your host for the last few days. I will be your host all next week, and I'm here to hang out with you. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to learn a little bit. We're hopefully going to have a lot of fun. I'm actually really excited about today's stream because I'm going to show you how to use a tool, and we're going to make something real quick that you can do for your challenge, but then we're going to get weird and experiment and try new things, and it's going to be so much fun. Hello, Guten Tag from Germany. Gita, hello. All right, so if you are not yet a part of our community on Discord, I want you to go to this link right here, bit.ly/AI Discord. Show off the nails. Bit.ly/AI Discord. Hop in there and be a part of our community. Over in the Discord, people are dropping in some of their projects from the last few days, which are super fun. People are asking for feedback. We have some incredible mentors. Julia, who has hosted me before on Adobe Live. So fun. Kathleen's in here. Rocky Rourke. We love Rocky. He's an amazing illustrator. And our friend Tim, again, the patron saint of Adobe Live, I think. So people are doing some really cool stuff. We've been working on badges. We've been working on creating animals out of simple shapes. A lot of shields and protectors using the shape builder tool. So hop on over again into Discord using this link, bit.ly/AI Discord. Darina, challenge about the shape builder tool. That was yesterday. Go back and watch that yesterday. And actually, here, you can go right here to behance.net/challenge/illustrator, and you can scroll down and see on the third day there is our challenge working with the shape builder tool. It's a really powerful tool and a great way to build some cool stuff in Adobe Illustrator. Now, as you're posting your work, also, you can come in and hashtag it, #AI Challenge when you are posting on Behance. I will look at it. I'll bring it up on this page. I'll hit refresh and see if yours come up here. Look, somebody, Ruth, just posted hers here. And there's some really cool stuff here. Looking at, this is simple shapes. And again, this is using the shape builder tool. We made a cool shield using 3 circles. So if you missed that, head on back, rewatch it, hang out. We had some difficulties. So if you want to start like 2/3 of the, or like a third of the way through, it repeats itself a little bit. So we had some technical difficulties yesterday. I had a little bit of technical difficulties today, but we worked through that, and we're going to get a little creative with some of our examples. Adobe stock went down. So we're going to get creative with some of our examples as we move into the lesson. But before we get into the lesson, I've promised you all that I'm taking you on a design safari. So let's go on Design Safari. And now to me. Hello, and welcome back to our Design Safari. We have that video every day. We'll change it up next week, maybe. We'll see. We are going to stay on our Design Safari. We have all of our foliage back here. We've got some bugs actually hanging out in here in the foliage. But I wanted to take you on a Design Safari because we are learning these Adobe Illustrator tools through the lens of being on Safari. It's a great way to have a theme if you're working on learning a new tool. Pick a theme and just explore that theme with that new tool. So far, we've made animals using simple shapes. We've made a badge to save the lions, I believe. And we've done a whole bunch. We've made a logo for our company. So a lot of different ways to explore. I know my Design Safari headset is downstairs. I actually forgot it. So I'm sorry. You can't hear me with my Britney mic going, yeah, 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 yeah. So sorry about that. Out here, let's do this. Man, Tim's got me. Here we go. This will be my Design Safari snake mic. There we go. We'll just put it here. There we go. All right. So welcome to the Design Safari. Today we are going to be talking about the blend tool. It's going to be very exciting. I love the blend tool. It's something that you can get a little bit crazy with, have a lot of fun with. We're actually going to be showing you how to make a snake and how to play with snake scales, which would be really, really fun. If you've never worked with the blend tool before, that's okay. It's actually super, super easy. There's only really one setting that you do to make a blend, and then from there, you just try to break it. That's the best way to learn in Adobe Illustrator, is to hop in, have no rules, have no presumptions of like what you need to do, and just try to break it. See what you can make and see how weird you can make it. So today on our Design Safari, I told you Adobe stock was down. We had some technical difficulties. So we're going to use our imaginations, right? This is when we turn on our imaginations. This is Adobe, right? Creativity for all. And we all want to use our creativity right now. Imagine this is the most professional, perfect, put together presentation. And here we go into the bit. All right. So today we're learning about blend tools. And when I think about blends in the theme of Safari, what I think about is a glorious animal. Again, let's see if we can get it to come out. There, let's do a little call. Oh my goodness, we did it. It's a majestic zebra. A majestic zebra out in the wilderness. Again, Adobe stock, I couldn't get a picture of a zebra, so we got a zebra. I made a zebra. Look at this gorgeous zebra and look at the pattern on its back. Most importantly, the pattern on its back is something that is basically nature's blend. If you've ever seen a picture of a zebra, if you've ever seen a zebra in real life, it has this really nice kind of pattern going on that goes from one shape to another in that black and white kind of lined pattern. So let's hop out of here. Let's hop out of our imaginations of using this. And what I want you to do is I want you to go right on over to this page, behance.net/illustrator. Sorry, behance.net/challenge/illustrator. And there you can download the source files for this challenge. If you just scroll down on day 4, you can get the source files for this challenge and follow along with us as we jump in. But before we hop over into Adobe Illustrator, I want to take you over to my very, very favorite place that we haven't gone to actually this much on the stream so far. My home of Camera 2. That's right. We are at Camera 2, friends, because I like to show you a little bit outside of Illustrator before we get into Illustrator, the concept that we will be doing today. Being attacked by snakes and tarantulas, but that's okay. So let's hop in here, and I want to show you kind of what a blend does. A blend is, if you ever worked in Flash back in the day, it's basically a tween to where it goes from one thing in between to the other thing. So let's say here that we have a circle, right? We've made a circle, and over here we have a square. Now, doing a blend is almost like doing math. It's saying, what is the average of these things? At one side, we have this. At the other side, we have this. What is the average of those things? So you'll see once we go into Illustrator, if you do the average of a circle and a square, you kind of get this like roundy kind of thing. This is, I think, deemed in design world the squircle. You'll see it a couple places. You'll see it in trends. It comes back and forth. It's called a squircle. And this is a great way to do a blend. But again, it's basically the concept of whatever is in between the two. Now, something else you can do with a blend that gets really interesting is, let's say that we have 3 things, right? We have a little bit of black. We have a little bit of brown. Let's do that. And a little bit of blue. I'm going to get ink all over the place. So between these 3, when we do a blend, we are actually going to be showing what is the in-betweens of all of these. So if we look here and we start to flesh out this black a little bit all the way to the brown, but then we flesh the brown out a little bit into the black, and then maybe this brown comes out a little bit more, and this blue is also coming in this way. So you can see as the colors start to interact, they start to change. Instead of just being pure black or pure brown or pure blue, it is starting to kind of go back and forth and go between all of these colors. Hello, welcome. Thanks for making it, Sienna. So glad that you made it. So a blend can either be shapes or it can be colors. And sometimes if you're working with shapes, and let's say you have one here and one here, right? Blends are about a starting point and an ending point. And in between, let's say we want to make a blend that the start point and the end point are the same. It's just going to blend and make a whole bunch of lines for you between that. It's saying I'm starting here, I'm ending here, and I'm going to fill in the middle. So with that, let's hop on over to Adobe Illustrator. Let's get out of camera 2. Let me get a keyboard so that I can actually work here. And let's hop on over into our lesson for the day. Boop. There we go. So we are here and we are in our source file. If you haven't downloaded this, go ahead and download this. If you're missing a font, sync it. Dunbar's one of my favorite fonts. I've made it here specifically for the reason of you syncing it and maybe using it in some of your projects because it's glorious. If you want to, as always, on Behance or even on Instagram, you can follow me at hawk.co. I have been posting some behind the scenes featuring some of your work and posting case studies on Behance. So go ahead and follow there if you want to or don't. Again, I am not your mom. So let's talk about our challenge for the day. I'm going to cough, so mute your mics. Excuse me. So today our challenge is to design a social media graphic with shadows and depth. Try using the line segment and the blend tools. Now I'm actually going to show you how to do the shadow effect fairly quickly to give you the idea of the blend tool. Then we're going to get weird and show you some advanced stuff. So we've had a lot of people that have been asking how to get kind of the next step of these challenges. Today, we're going to have a section for you advanced users or for the new users that just want to try a new thing. As always, I try to give you some words of affirmation. So if you're struggling with this challenge, to your left, the blends of the animal kingdom, zebras. Just like we saw before, those wild, glorious zebras with their large, muscular frames. All right, so let's hop in here and let's start working with blends. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to type out some text. We're going to hit T to grab the type tool, and I am just going to type some text. I'm just going to type in Design Safari here. Oops. Safari. I can't spell. I'm going to change this over to Cubano. That's what we've been using on a couple different pieces. And hitting S or just grabbing the scale tool, I'm just going to click and drag to scale this up a bit. There we go. Let's go ahead and center that. And I'm going to kern it out just a little bit over in my character panel. I'm going to shrink that down a little bit. All right, so now we have some type. You can do this with a shape. I'm doing a type because I think it's easier and it kind of shows the effect better. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control-Shift-O. And what that's going to do is it's going to outline the type. It's much easier to work with blends when you have outlines or shapes instead of having live text. So now we have this. And let's say, again, blends are about starting and finishing points. This is our starting point. So let's go ahead and drag down here. And what I'm doing is I'm clicking and dragging while holding Alt and Shift. And what that's going to do is it's going to make a copy, but it's going to make a copy at the exact 45-degree angle. It's going to keep that on the 45 for me, which is great. So now what we're going to do, again, if we're thinking about creating a shadow, we want a beginning point and an end point, but we also want that text to stay on top. So I'm going to go ahead and make these different colors just so we can track all the copies. There are a lot of layers to work with here. So I'm going to copy this red layer using Control-C. And then I'm going to hit Command-Shift-V. And what that's going to do is it's going to paste in place. It's going to paste it exactly where that is. So what I want to do now is we have our type, right, that's sitting on top. And then we have a copy right behind it, which is the start of our blend. And then another one that's offset down here, which is the end of our blend. So what I want to do is I'm going to select the start of our blend, which is right here. and then the end of our blend, which is right down here. Now with both of those selected, this is where it gets a little tricky. We're going to go up to Object, Blend, and Make. You can also hit Alt-Control-B for a hotkey, and you can see now, let's go ahead and actually move this down just so you can see better. You can see now that it's taken the red starting point, gone to the blue ending point, and it has made whatever is in between so that we can get in between those two, which is this weird gray color, which is the in between of those two colors. So we're going to move it back up here, and now with this blend selected, there are all kinds of options that we can mess with, and that's what we want to do. So we're going to go to Object, Blend, Blend Options. This is, it's hidden away a little bit, Object, Blend, Blend Options, and this is where you can start to mess with some of the options. So we're going to go ahead and change this to specified steps. I'm going to bump this up to, let's do 100. And now you can see with that, it has 100 steps between the source and the end, and that way it's creating this very gradual kind of change. So what's great with blends, let's go ahead and click this. We will right click, go to Arrange, and Send to Back. And you can see now that we've sent to back, we had those 3 copies. We still have this copy sitting on top. Let's make this green. This is going to be the worst color combination of all time. So we have this green, and it's looking good, but it's a little too zoomy for me. I want it to look like it's kind of created a shadow. And if you think about a shadow, all it is it's a blend that starts with a dark color and goes to white, right? So let's go ahead and select our blend in the background here. And to edit the individual pieces of the blend, we are going to double click. You could probably hear that double click. ASMR for you. We need to do ASMR one day on stream. So we are going to select the starting point, which we want to be a dark color. I'm going to come up in here, my swatches, and choose this dark gray. And then our end, we want to be white because we want it to kind of fade away. And so now you see that the start is dark, the end is white, and between those two, it has shown us 100 steps of what the difference is between those two. So now if we click out, you can see that we've created this really cool kind of easy shadow effect. Yes, Volantis. Yes, I will do the next intro with ASMR, 100%. So this is a little bit harsh for me, and you can change the opacity, or again, if the starting point is too dark, we can just come in here, select the starting point object, and then come down here and make it lighter. And now we have this really nice kind of social media promotional graphic that has a very subtle and small kind of shadow effect. Okay, so that's cool. That was the showing how to use the blend tool. Now, another great way to use the blend tool is to let's make some zebra stripes. And this is where it gets a little bit advanced, but I want you guys to have some fun with it. Let's go ahead and just let's draw out some little stripes. Actually, let's do this. There we go. So I'm just using the brush tool here, hitting B for the brush tool, and then Command J to close that path so we have a different path. And I'm going to make 2 of these, making sure that they are a little bit different. There we go, and J. So now we have 2 different shapes. Right? We're going to make them black. And what I want to do is I'm actually going to make these a bit smaller. Is in between these, I just want to play around with, right? We think of a zebra. They have one shape near their hind legs, and then they have another shape probably on their head, and it is just kind of weaving and moving between those two. So I'm actually going to stretch these up a little bit just because I think zebras are more vertical like that. And we are going to select these 2, and again, Object, Blend, Make, and now you see that we've made a blend. And this is starting to look kind of like a zebra, right? It's got kind of that zebra stripe because it's starting with this shape and moving to this shape. Now, if there's a point that we don't like I don't like the bottom of this, again, I can click in and I can edit this shape. So maybe I want to move this up a little bit, and it is going to change that shape in between for us because they are still live objects. So we can change either one of these to pretty much whatever we want, and it will continue to make that blend between the two. So this is where it gets crazy. Y'all ready? So we did blends with colors, or sorry, with shapes. Let's do blends with colors. So this is actually a really great way to get color palettes if you're working with a 3-color color palette. So let's say our color palette is green and orange. There we go. You can actually select these two, go to Object, Blend, again, Make. That's going to make a blend and give you a gradient between the two. We don't want that. What we want is a 3rd color. So we can go to Blend Options. We can change to Steps, and we're going to change this to 1 step. When we turn on Preview, you'll see now we have a 3rd color in our color trio and a 3-color palette. Really, really easy, right? So kind of cool. I'm actually going to turn this back onto Smooth Color. And Smooth Color is going to take it from one color to the other, give you that really nice gradient. Now, this is the most advanced that we're going to get on this. I'm going to grab the brush tool, and I'm going to make what's called a spine. Really, it's just any path. So I'm going to make a fancy little L here. I'm terrible at lettering, so we're going to pretend like I did this great on the first try. I don't have time to keep doing this because we're running out of time, but that works for me. That doesn't work for me. All right, last one, and here we go. Sure, wow, we'll love it. All right, so now what we can do is we can select our blend, and then whatever our path is, we go ahead and select that as well. So with both of these selected, we go to Object, Blend, and Replace Spine. Replace Spine is going to take our blend and put it onto whatever that path was that we used. And you can see that it still has our base shape here and the end here, beginning and end here, but now it's following the path. And if we change it, it's going to keep changing this path to create that smooth color in between the two. Kind of cool, right? It gets a little bit weird, gets a little bit wonky. I have 2 minutes, so I'm going to show you what happens when you do this. This is one of my favorite things to do, actually, is to make the blend with 2 squares in different colors. And when you draw your little shape here, and again, you select both, Object, Blend, Replace Spine, it's going to create this cool little 8-bit. So it's kind of fun. I love working like this and creating little 8-bit kind of type things. It gives you those weird little edges. So the challenge this week is for you to just play around, just try new things and mess around with the blend tool. You can do the long shadow on the type and do that as your social media graphic. If you are new and kind of playing with the blend tool, if you're a little more advanced, try to make a zebra pattern. Try to do some lettering by replacing the spine. And one other thing, sorry, hopping back in with this spine, if we want it to overlap differently, again, this is on top, this is on bottom. We can click on here and just right click, transform, and arrange, and we will bring it to front. And now it is in the front, so it's going from the back to the front and overlaying in a different way. Kind of fun. And I think hopefully you guys have a great time with this. It's really about experimentation this time. In Discord, I hope I see all kinds of eclectic, weird things happening. And this is our last one for the week, so I wanted to give you the weekend with a challenge. So if you're working Saturday or Sunday, or if you're watching this after the fact, please, please, please do something crazy, hang out, and post it again in our Discord, bit.ly/AI Discord. Question from Dorina: is there a difference between the blend tool and the tools menu and the blend in the object menu? There is, I believe not. I believe they go to the same thing. The object menu will give you more options to use. So hop into our Discord. I'll be hopping in there right now to answer any more questions like Dorina had. And I'm so excited to see you all back next week on Monday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you are in Australia, it is a different time than that. But thanks for hanging out, all my Australia friends. I will see you in a week. And I will see the rest of you on Monday, 2 p.m. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Actually, have a great weekend. Bye.